好的, good. So my mom always told me that it's good to be humble when you're ripe. And, you know, I made a video about a month ago about T-share and Phantom and Tomb. And, you know, I predicted that things are going to be turning the upside. I made a video last week where I showed you how to bridge onto Tomb Chain from the BSC to Phantom Chain to Tomb Chain, how to grab yourself some Tomb, how to farm for life in the Genesis period. And, you know, we're right there. We got some amazing, ridiculous gains this week. And I just put out on Twitter asking, you know, what else do you want to know about what's going on with Tomb, right? I know a lot is changing and it's hard to keep up with things. And there's so many projects in DeFi and there's so much noise, right? So I thought I'd just take this short video today to cut the noise, get rid of it, right? And show you basically the essentials of what Tomb is and what does this mean? Tomb is life, life is Tomb. What the hell does that mean? And breaking that all down, right, we're going to look at this. So let me just move over. So let's just look at that there. All right. Right. So first thing is ratio, right? What is ratio? It's going to be extremely important for what's happening in the future on Tomb, and it's very important to know it, right? Second, what are the tokens in the Tomb ecosystem? We have a bunch of them. There's all news of airdrops and things happening as well. What are the tokens? What do you need to be aware of? What do I think are the ones that you really need to be stacking right now? LIF3, where is it? LIF3. What is it? Tomb is life. We're going to be breaking that all down. And finally, the most important thing, vision, right? Which I'm going to spend most time on. What is the vision for Tomb? The leader of Tomb, the CEO, the big cheese, Harry Ye, right? He is a established, right, trader and businessman. He's been in the crypto space for 7-8 years. He's seen cycles and he has this long-term vision for Tomb. And what exactly is it? And why am I so bullish on it, right? So please don't forget to like this video if you appreciate this content and subscribe to the channel if you want to get some more alpha, right, on bangers of projects which are going to be building, right, the foundations of the next bull run. This is what this is all about, right? But hopefully in a year or 2 years, you're going to look back on this video and be like, my man Richie, you told me about Tomb, told me about life. I understood what Tomb is life means, and I've just made myself an insane amount of cash, because that's what is going to happen. So I'm going to get into the shared screen now, and we're going to quickly figure out what a ratio is and why it's so important. So from my Twitter, follow me on Twitter, by the way. We had here, I put out a tweet. I'm going to be talking about Tomb and life on my channel in a few hours. What you guys want to know? And Rahul Biswas said he wants to know the best ways to stake or use Tomb tokens. So we're going to look into that later in the video, definitely. Ratio. So we have this whole idea of Tomb, right, and how close it is to the price of Phantom. Generally, this is called peg. We know this from Tomb and all the Tomb forks, the thousands and millions of Tomb forks which have come out since Tomb first was brought into space over a year ago. And of course, most of these Tomb forks are what we would call shit forks, and almost all of them do not exist today. So Harry made an executive decision to throw away the word peg and replace it with ratio. Of course, another much bigger, not exactly degen, but this was a more of a mainstream token which also uses the word peg a lot, was also UST, and we all know what happened to that, where we suddenly went from $1 to nothing in the space of a blink of an eye, right? So I think Harry's very wise in this decision to remove the word peg from the lexicon of Tomb, right, and of life. So now peg does not exist. We simply ask,
when ratio?
Right, that's what you want to ask. So if you're in their telegrams or on their Twitter and you want to ask about when, of course we all want to know, right? When is Tomb going to recover to the price of Phantom? Because when that happens, our T-share will be able to mint us more Tomb token. Yeah, that's how it works. That's how the protocol works. But now you just need to ask them,
when ratio?
Right, it's a positive move moving forward. There are many other positive moves, but I just wanted to get that one out of there. Right, so what tokens do we have? The first one we're going to talk about, of course, is Tomb token, the daddy of them all. It's had a wonderful week, fantastic week. Comes simply down to CoinGecko, we can see in the last 7 days we pumped 33%. In the last 2 weeks we've pumped almost a 2x on the price of Tomb token. Now if we go on the year chart, we will see that Tomb has had a terrible time. falling from the all-time high of this year here of just under $4, and now we bottomed to 4 cents, but we've recovered now and gotten up to just under 12 cents today. Now, if you're anywhere near my Telegram, you know what's been happening because I've been sharing it every single day. TOOM in the last 2 weeks is up 191%. We're sitting at 11 cents, an all-time high this year cycle of $4. So we're still 40x away from where we were at the all-time high. The ratio for TOOM is, of course, 20 cents away. 2x from here, and we do hit ratio. And we already just did hit a 2x in the last 2 weeks. So as long as the market doesn't tumble into another bit of a bear trap, Bitcoin is kind of looking like it's deciding to do this. So it's touch and go, right? So we come here, we go like the 30-day on Bitcoin. We can see the possibility of falling back into this trap of about 20,000 is extremely possible, right? We could just be peaking up and then coming right back down, right? I think before this bear run is finished, I think there's one massive correction left. But at the same time, every man and his dog also thinks that this is going to happen. So if everyone thinks it's going to happen, then very often it doesn't happen, if you know what I mean. If we all expect it, then we're all waiting to buy that cheap Bitcoin and waiting to buy cheap tokens of any ecosystem. If we all want to do that, then it's never going to happen. So we might just actually go up. But I still think we're going down. I don't really care though, because we've already had the most of the dumping has already happened. We've had already 50, 60, 70% dumps, 90% dumps on some tokens. How much further can we go? Not that much. Regardless, the token which has outperformed TOOM actually is here, the T-share. The T-share is already all farmed out, but we have seen a 14-day performance of 244% on T-share, which is fantastic to see. Now, I do have quite a lot of T-share, and I've bought T-share at varying prices, right? I've bagged up quite a lot of T-share at the $100 and $200 mark, but I'm not going to lie to you, I also did purchase T-share at $10,000. There were a couple times when it peaked to $10,000, yeah, and then fell. Peaked again to $10,000 and fell. Peaked to $5,000. I grabbed more of it there, right? I've basically been buying this all the way down, and you know, paying $10,000 for a token that is now worth $400 isn't the best thing in the world. But have you ever seen me FUD TOOM? Have you ever seen me complain about it? No, because I understand how cycles and markets work. So I've just been buying this on the cheap as well. Why do I buy T-share when it's already all been minted out? The very simple reason, right? TOOM has so much utility. As I said, on TOOM, when TOOM is on ratio, which is 1.01 to Phantom, okay, we would come into the masonry, okay, we would stake it in here and we'd get a very, very high APR and earn TOOM token, which is the utility token of the TOOM ecosystem. You know, a lot of people want to earn more of this token, and I really think it's going to happen sooner than most people believe. Now, TOOM chain is, of course, the other utility, which is why I think that TOOM's going to hit peg. So that's why I'm holding on onto T-share, because the value of T-share exists, because one of the biggest values of T-share is that it can mint you more of the ecosystem token. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if you had a token which could mint you more Bitcoin, right? Or you had a token which could mint you more Phantom tokens or BNB? Like, it would be so valuable, because every time BNB hits a ratio price, right, that would mean that you would be able to take it and mint more of BNB with that. Like, this is what TOOM ecosystem is built with the TOOM chain. So TOOM chain is a fast and secure layer 2 optimistic rollup running on Phantom. It is faster than Phantom. It is cheaper than Phantom. That's what optimistic essentially means, in my opinion, okay? The ecosystem would be your home for decentralized applications, DeFi dApps, passive income dApps, high yield assets, right? Lending, borrowing, trading would all be happening on this. Permissioned means safety for all users. Developers, easy EVM compatibility, developer support, trusted tools. Okay, so just like building on Phantom or building on ETH or building on the Binance Smart Chain, will be just like that building on TOOM chain. And bridge from Phantom to TOOM chain and back very easily. The bridge is already running. The things that are going to hold TOOM chain above any other blockchain that's going to make it extremely important are a couple things. So why is it permissioned? A permissioned blockchain. We maintain our stance on a permissioned blockchain to protect our users and keep out bad actors. How many scam farms, scam forks, bad sites, exploited passive income dApps have you been into in the past year or two, right? How many times have you been rugged? How many times have you believed in the protocol that you went into, and then the developer just gets up and leaves, right? Takes all responsibility, just throws it out the window, your funds are gone, right? That is not going to happen on Tomb Chain because it's a permissioned blockchain, right? They need to be whitelisted. No more scams, no more rug pulls, no more honeypots. Yeah, everything will be whitelisted. Any developer who wants to get onto Tomb Chain is going to have to get the go ahead, right? The green light, the red stamp from the Tomb Foundation to be able to get into this, right? Tomb Chain will be lightning fast. Phantom is already one of the fastest blockchains. It just does suffer from congestion issues sometimes, but Tomb Chain will be built on top of that, so will be faster than Phantom. Inexpensive. Phantom Layer 1 is already recognized as one of the most inexpensive Layer 1s available. It will be cheap. You're paying your gas in Tomb token. Security, speed, simplicity, savings, scalability, storage. All of this is happening on the Tomb Chain. So I do suggest you come to this website, tombchain.com, to get started, where you can find the RPC for getting on your MetaMask onto Tomb Chain, okay? Permission means, we break it down essentially, right? Tomb Chain works on an invite-only basis, meaning that developers need to KYC and apply to build on Tomb Chain. This creates accountability with the dApps that are deployed on Tomb Chain and ensures that we keep the network safe from bad actors while maintaining a fast layer 2. Right, the other two tokens we're going to look at that are out, right, would be LIF token, LIF3. LIF token's been on a tear also. It's like I predicted it. 25% up today. LIF token, 38 cents at the moment. We come to the 180 day on LIF, right? It's in the last 2 weeks, it's up 300%. It's just, look at that, perfect climb, right? You can actually farm LIF right now. Come into tomb.com, come into LIF Genesis. The Genesis for LIF has been running already for 45 days. It's a 90-day Genesis. It was a brilliant idea by Harry, where he realized that people are trying to get fast gains in a bear market, so he decided to extend the Genesis period of LIF over the entirety of summer, right? Giving lower APRs, of course, but then giving you the security that you can take any of your single assets that are available here, park them in there, and then just earn some LIF token. So that's what I've been doing. So we have it here. I've shown it a bunch of times, so we're not going to spend much time looking at it. We do have 40 days left, which is great. There is generally a 0.5% deposit fee into here. And yeah, what I have got $6, $60, $120, $70, just to claim, right? And I'll claim that eventually. And when I do claim it, I will pair my LIF with either USDC, with Tomb, or with Phantom. And I can have two choices then. I can take my LIF token, I can put it into the Symmetry V2, and I can start farming for the next token we're going to talk about. The other token we're talking about is L-Share, right? So L-Share works very similarly to T-Share on the Phantom chain, right? But on the Tomb chain, the game is different. The game of LIF is different on the Tomb chain. As you can see, we're $644 today, which is a very healthy price for a share token. But of course, they can hit as high as we saw T-Share hit $26,000 at one point. So is it good to buy at $644? Might well be. It is up 189% on the last two weeks. So every ecosystem coin has just gone ballistic, essentially. So you can farm in the Symmetry V2. As you can see, I have a bunch of positions. Then I'm keeping the L-Share aside, and I'm moving it, right? I'm moving it over to the Tomb chain. Okay, so let's get to the third of 4 parts of this video, which is going to be about LIF.com. Here we are. I clicked on that red button. It now has moved me into the Tomb chain. So we have one position available right now where we can start and earn on the Tomb chain, which is called the Garden, right? There are going to be other ones which are opening, I think, this week, probably latest next week. There is no actual confirmed dates, but they are rolling out quite fast, right? I have only put one position in here so far. I do want to move more funds in today. I'm going to show you how at the end of the video. If you want to see how to do that, then stick here. At the moment, I have put in just under $3,000 of Phantom and Tomb into here, and it's earning me more of the L-Share. So I'm earning L-Share on Phantom chain. I'm earning L-Share on Tomb chain. I'm earning LIF token on Phantom chain. Okay, I'm buying the dips on T-Share. I'm buying Tomb every week, and of course I'm buying Phantom because Phantom is one of my most favorite tokens in the entirety of crypto, right? So that's what we have so far, right? So you can go to the bridge section here and start moving your tokens over onto the Tomb chain, probably bridge over the tokens which you see that you can use, right? Here we have Phantom and LIF, a great pair for 142% APR. We also have high APRs in USDC and Tomb, and L-Share and Tomb, which might be an awesome, really Chad move here. L-Share Tomb might be very chadish, right? very good move, because as we can see, all of these are going up. Of course, after a 200% pump, there's generally a little bit of a correction, which is what I'm waiting for before I start buying up more Tomb. I think we might get a little bit of a correction, but they might just keep going up. I don't know. The excitement is here. The utilities continue to be rolled out. Let's have a look now and think about what's happening on LIF. Looking at these analytics first on Tomb Chain, we can see that it is doing extremely well. We've got now $3.8 million of liquidity, 7% more liquidity today. If we just go back to when it did launch, just 2 weeks ago, we had $112,000. So it is, the liquidity on Tomb Chain is growing as more people are getting into it, waiting for the new utility to roll out. So the ratio at the moment for Tomb, as I was saying, the Tomb ratio is 0.3 Phantom, right? The LIF ratio is 2.7 Tomb, which means that one LIF token is worth 2.7 times more than Tomb. So the idea there of ratio means that actually there's no peg, right? It doesn't matter if Tomb is 6 times more valuable than the price of Phantom. That just means the ratio is 6, right? That's the way to see it. So we're not trying just to get above or on peg, under peg, try to get above peg. That's gone. Just stop thinking about it. For Tomb, we've completely changed the mythology and the psychology of the game, right? Tomb is life, the game of Tomb, the game of life. When the Fountain of Life on LIF is brought out and the Masonry V2 is brought out, L-Share will print LIF. Okay, so that's why we're holding our L-Share token. We're going to take the L-Share, we're going to put it into Masonry V2, right? We're going to get ourselves some LIF. And we're going to get the Fountain of Life. Now, the Fountain of Life is extremely mysterious. I asked Harry what it was about, and he just told me that the Fountain of Life is like DeFi, crack cocaine, and caffeine all wrapped into one. It's going to be the most exhilarating and rewarding DeFi protocol which has ever been brought up. That's how he described it to me. And I was like, okay, Harry, that sounds great. I mean, this is what I want, right? The single staking of Tomb and LIF token will reward LIF token. LIF will reach max supply very fast because LIF supply is always, the max LIF supply is 10% of the Tomb supply, which I must think it means, right? This is all speculation now, right? Because there are no docs. Probably get a message again saying I'm talking wrong. But if I am, please put in the comments, let everyone know what the facts are. But, you know, I'm speculating. It's fun to speculate because I'm excited, right? So LIF's ratio at the moment is a 2.7, right? Which is a healthy ratio, for example. So that means then you could swap LIF to Tomb and then both will print and expand the supply. Because as long as Tomb is ratioed on Phantom, right, then it will be expanding the Tomb supply, meaning that we can expand the LIF supply further. It's a very complex game. I can't wait to see the docs fully on LIF, but what we can do right now is just get onto Tomb Chain, start earning yourself some L-Share, get into Genesis, earn yourself some LIF, right? Buy up the Tomb while it's super cheap and wait for the pump. That's my logic, okay? So Tomb was at 0.04 ratio, now it's at 0.1 ratio, right? And that was without the use cases of LIF.com or the Garden or the Fountain of LIF, which is coming out, or the Masonry V2, or without Felix, right? Or without Tomb Chain. Yeah, that was without anything, it's gotten to 0.1. And this is a roadmap of 4 years, which is going to be rolled out very soon. So just think about it, right? Swap some LIF to Tomb, swap some Tomb to LIF, swap some Phantom to LIF, trade away, have a good time, support the ecosystem, and just enjoy your life. That's what they're saying, right? 4-year roadmap. So the price targets long term will be that 1 Tomb is going to equal to the price of 2 Phantom, and that 1 T-share will equal to the price of 1 Bitcoin. That's what I mean about vision, right? What do we want? What do we want from our developers? We want to know who they are. We know it's Harry yet, right? When Tomb was crushed in the Luna depegging, right? And Bitcoin crapping itself everywhere and the market being destroyed, Tomb was absolutely destroyed. Where did Harry go? Did Harry disappear? No. Tomb Tuesdays continued. Building continued. Tomb Chain was completed and launched, right? This is what we want from our developers. We want developers who stand up with us when there are issues and then fight for us to create a better economy for the tokens which we believe in. And that's exactly what Harry's been doing and what he continues to do. This is a winner. This could be the biggest move of my life because I'm continuing to put funds into this at these cheap prices. They're rolling out everything on pace. It all looks fantastic. It is all safe as houses. and let's show you how to get some more, right? So what I do have is I have about $1,000 on the Binance Smart Chain, and I want to move it over to first Phantom and then over to Tomb. So generally, to move anything from the Binance Smart Chain, I'll come to SpookySwap Bridge, okay, spooky.fi.bridge, and I will bridge from BSC to Phantom this way. We just choose whatever we want to buy. For me, I'm still buying up Tomb. This week, I want to buy Tomb and I want to buy Phantom. So I'm going to grab $500 more worth of Tomb token, and I'm going to spend the rest on Phantom token. That would be my weekly DCA into the LIF ecosystem, and I'll just wait again until next week, take another grand, throw it in, and we will just grow it, right? This is what we do. Millionaires are made. I'll take that 1,500 Phantom and the 4,500 Tomb, and I will provide liquidity into the Tomb chain, being the good, doing the good thing. Then I will come down into here and I will provide another 2,600 LP tokens into the same pool that I was in before. Another use case that you do have for the Tomb token is that by putting the Tomb token onto Felix Exchange, which is a centralized exchange opened by the Tomb network on Phantom, you will be able to get less trading fees for using their centralized exchange. So that's another great utility for the Tomb token. All right, so this is the new position of 10,000 LP tokens or $4,000 at these low prices. I cannot wait to see how much these pump when everything gets going. The last thing, actually, just before we check to head off for today, would be looking also at, I was checking this, right? We take the Tomb token, okay, and we compare Tomb token to every other Phantom ecosystem token, just to see if it's not, is it a black sheep event, or is the whole Phantom ecosystem pumping it the same way that Tomb is, right? So as we did look before, Tomb has a 14-day of 191%. We come and look at these other tokens, and it's not that case at all. We take the gas paying token of the Phantom network, Phantom token, in the past 14 days it's done 32%. We take the other great trading and bridging and farming token Boo, and we have a look here, its 14-day is 20%, right? We take Spirit Swap, right? Spirit token, another great token on the Phantom ecospace, and it is sitting at 17% on the 14-day, right? We take Beats, right? It on the 14 days also 16%. So the Tomb ecosystem is pumping completely separately from the Phantom ecosystem at the moment, and that is what is extremely exciting about it for me. Okay, so we will just sit back and we will wait for tomorrow's Tomb Tuesday announcement, if it is. It's usually weekly or bi-weekly when new things are announced, and it's amazing, right? And that hopefully I've cleared up everything that you need to know right now about what Tomb is LIF means, okay? And how to best get some gains out of this platform. Come on this journey, right? If you did get in on one of my earlier videos about Tomb, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to see when I make people money. It makes me really happy. It's why I do this, right? Do it for myself to make money, of course, but also want to see everyone who's subscribed to this channel to also make massive gains, because that's what we're doing, right? We're reaching for financial freedom, right? Away from the pressures of normal life, right? We're doing this in the DeFi space, and yeah, we're doing it together. Tomb on. Don't get wrecked. Ooh.
That's right.
Content